I believe you guys are seeing me now. So probably you are seeing my slides. I believe that you guys are okay. Somebody's watching, people are joining. So I believe that you guys are seeing my slide. I just wanted it to actually change the slide to actually change on my phone so that I'll be sure. What I found out is like Facebook is lagging and maybe their platform is actually having some problem that we couldn't as in take some time. It's like if I'm saying something, it takes some minutes or some seconds I mean to say before it can actually reach you guys. You understand me? So probably I don't know what is happening or what is the cause, but if they have to actually disturb us, what we have to do is actually we'll change another platform. Let me actually be certain that I have switched on to my pure. So I have switched on. So now without wasting time, let me actually go on and show you what we'll have today. As you can see, this time somebody is actually chatting me, probably asking for how to join. Do you understand? So wealth creation strategy, that is actually what we'll have to look into today. You understand me? So I am so lamented. I am actually happy. I'm so happy and grateful that actually the Lord actually give us life to on this particular 2019. You understand me? So I wanted to actually, I am happy for you guys. I congratulate you for actually attending my webinars, watching my trainings, and actually joining and improving on yourself, growing on both whatever that you needed to actually be growing on. So I am so happy for that particular stuff. So on this particular video, on this particular webinar, what I wanted to actually reveal to us is the wealth creation strategy. In other words, how will you be sure? How will you be sure you'll become wealthy when it comes to this particular planet called Earth? How will you be sure, or how will you become wealthy? Wealth creation strategy. And let me tell you, this thing that I wanted to show you or to reveal to you guys today is actually still working. Let me put it in this way: wealth creation strategy that works in all niches and have never failed yet. As you can see, I didn't say it have never failed me yet. I have never seen anyone that followed this particular stuff that I wanted to share with you today that it failed. I don't know what you get it. So on today's training, it's going to be fun. So you have to be ready, you have to be present. One thing I will tell you at the beginning of this particular today's training is actually, if you have a perception that you think that you can, if you put on a perception cap or maybe the clothes or perception clothes, what I mean is if your perception is quite different from what I'm about to share to you today, I will recommend you to actually put off that particular perception. So what you have to do is pay close attention and actually join this webinar with your whole attention on it, because I believe if you did that particular stuff, then the potential of you to actually learn and understand what I'm about to share to you guys today will be there. And if you can learn it and implement it, my friend, you are on your way to create wealth. I kid you not. So wealth creation strategy that works in all niches and have never failed yet. Actually, I have a goal to help a lot of you guys to actually come up to the level of wealth on this particular year. So as you can see, if you look at the ad centers or maybe something like Facebook and some other places, people attend to run ads because we have entered in 2019. You understand? And they were promoting whatever they were promoting, which is cool. But actually, it seems as if say that none of them or majority of them are not actually leading us to what we needed to actually create wealth in life. And that's what I wanted to show you today. So let's talk about strategy. Now, let's continue. The fourth thing actually is, what is strategy? Let's assume that we wanted to actually learn strategy, this wealth creation strategy, strategy. Now the question is, what is that strategy that we wanted to learn? Because if you actually try to jump into what we don't know, probably we can't gain anything. But if we know this particular stuff bit by bit, I believe that it will help us to understand what we are looking for. I don't know what if you get it. Sure, understand me. So now let's define strategy on this particular way. A strategy is a specific, as you can see, the word is in quotes. It's not general. It's a specific way, not general way. A specific way of organizing your resources in order to consistently, the key word here is consistently, not sometime or some other day. Consistently get a very specific result that you want, period. So this is strategy. And probably I think that either we have to actually go, because I've actually know the strategy. But the question, the reason why we should continue is actually we know what the strategy is, what concerns it with creating wealth. What is the strategy for creating wealth? In as much as that we know it now, what is that strategy? What is that specific way that we use to organize our resources to create wealth? That's what we have to ask ourselves at this particular time. You understand me? So now that is that. So let's take it bit by bit, because actually I wanted you to understand this thing to the micro, to the nano, if there's anything like that, to the bit part of it, because if you do, it will help you on this particular online success. You understand? I believe a lot of you guys we shine, as in we get to the level they did not imagine this year, if you can follow Global Freelance Academy. So understand me. So now if you look at the screen now, you will see blocks. The question is, what is block? Concept, block, and strategy. But this is I wanted to use this particular stuff to explain more, and to make you to understand what is strategy. So in other words, this is metaphor for strategy. So if you look at this particular block, they are beautiful, and they, as you can see, we have picture 1, 2, 3. I didn't number them, but I actually understand what I mean. So this particular one, on this particular first one, they have a hollow blocks with different designs. Just look at these blocks. Look at these blocks. Now the question is, what concerns this particular story? Remember, I'm taking this particular one as a metaphor for strategy, because actually I want us to grab it. Again, if you understand it, probably you still understand it more. So understand me. Now look at this particular stuff. So this is the block molders. In other words, what is used to be mold block. But if you look at it now, I didn't get the exact molder for this particular exact block, but I just wanted to teach you something out of this. So in other words, let's assume that the number 1 is what you use to mold number 1 block here, and number 2 molder is what you use to mold number 2. Actually not what it is, because it's actually hard for me to find the specific molders, but I have to use this particular stuff so you understand what I mean. So now the third one, let's assume that is what you use to actually mold number 2. I mean, say number 3. As you can see, we are just assuming. But what I wanted to tell you now, so this one, this molder is the strategy, is the molder, is something that you use to mold this block. In other words, anytime, let's assume that this particular number 1 is what you use to mold this particular number 1 blocks. Anytime you wanted to mold that particular block, my friend, you use the particular molder. I know what you get it. So a strategy is actually a kind of molder that you use to get stuff. We define it as a specific way of organizing your resources. I don't know, it's not just general way of organizing your resources. A specific way of organizing your resources in order for you to get a specific result. At the end of this particular webinar, this particular stuff will be clear to us. You understand me? So now the question is, what is the resource? Now we are entering into non-general terms of strategy. We are entering into like if you take this particular stuff now, this is particular strategy. But if you wanted to actually have this particular block, there are resources you have to put on this particular molder, which is actually the soil, the cement, and some other water and some other things. I don't know what you get is the concrete. If the concrete is there, You understand? So those are the resources. Now we are entering. We wanted to understand this particular definition of strategy in the field we are into, which is actually making money online. Making money whether online or offline. The strategy I wanted to share to you today can help you to make money whether online or offline. It doesn't matter wherever you are doing your business on. You understand me? So as you can see, people are still joining us. So now resources is actual. The question is, what is resources, especially when it comes to this particular field we're into. Not that we're making money online or making money offline, creating wealth. Simple. So understand me? So now, well, what I have to tell you is actually it depends on the environment you are using the strategy in. So if you wanted to say you are using yes, you are using the strategy in. So what the strategy is the specific way of organizing our resources. So if it's a specific way of organizing our resources in order to consistently actually have a specific result. So if I wanted to have this particular result, I'll use this particular strategy. So if that is true and you wanted to actually know what is the resources, it depends on the area you wanted to get that particular result. In other words, it depends on the area. In other words, the resources depend on the area you are using the strategy in. Let's assume I showed you that a block. We use cement and other soil and other things are these resources, and water and some other things. So understand me? So now let's talk about the area that we are into. In other words, how to create wealth. How to create wealth. So there are, and when it comes to this particular area, there are many resources. There are human emotional resources. In other words, let me actually put it in this way: the result you get with anger is not the result you get with joy. I don't know whether you get it. So the result you get with this particular two stuff is different. So there are human emotion resources. Remember, we're entering into creating wealth. In other words, the field, the environment we are using this particular resources now, this particular strategy, the definition of resources in the strategy to create wealth, predictably. You understand me? Now, there are physiological resources for creating those emotions. You understand me? And all these particular stuff are resources, because actually when we talk about resources, where the mind of everybody is going is money, especially when it comes to creating wealth. In other words, if you don't have money, you think you don't have resource for creating wealth, but it's not true. You understand me? Then another one we can talk about of is the pictures you are making on your head. They are the resources. Are you getting me? Remember, we are defining resources now. We're trying to understand resources on creating wealth, on the strategy of using it on strategy for creating wealth. You understand me? Now, what you say to yourself, whether verbally or in the little voice, is your resources. And another one is your time. Your time, that one is big. Do you know that everybody have the same 24 hours a day? So God is not partially. The creative force of the universe, whether you call it God or universe, whatever you call it, is not partial. Bill Gates have the same 24 hours. Mark Zuckerberg have the same 24 hours that I have, that you have. The question is, what did you use your own time? So time is the resources. I know if you get it. Now, your mental focus is the resources. Where your mind always actually be is the resources, as you can see. It just popped up. I didn't know what actually happened. It's the resources. I don't know if you're getting me. So mental focus. Another one is actually your attitude. Is the resources. Now, the way you work or don't work is the resources. Another, the last but not the least that I could list for you guys here is actually where you spend money or don't spend money. I didn't know if you get it. So when I heard a lot of people that were saying without money, is that they were trying to understand money as the only resources for creating wealth. That is not true. These particular ones are even more needed. Now, strategy is the specific way of organizing these particular stores we are here now, we are seeing on this particular screen. I didn't know if you get it. In order to consistently get a specific result that you want. So if you have the ability, you can actually create wealth. You understand me? So now, but what happened is actually that most people are unaware what strategy is. I don't know if you get it. So they don't know what strategy is, and many people, it tend to be that many people were having this particular habit of complaining. They don't know have clue or what strategy is. So you understand me? Now, what happens is actually most people have an excellent strategy of having too much moons at the end of the morning. Do you relate? They have the strategy, an excellent one that actually yield or produce a specific result of having too much moons at the end of the morning. That is what actually is happening. And in our last previous webinar, I tackle in depth about this particular issue, that particular strategy of how to actually overcome this. You understand me? Then instead of them having an excellent strategy of having too much money at the end of the month, they have excellent strategy of having too much month at the end of the morning. And remember, strategy always predicting is a specific way of organizing your resources. So whether you know it consciously, whether you organize it consciously or you don't organize it consciously, and you or the opposite of it is being organized subconsciously without your knowledge, it will still predict the specific results consistently. So if there is any change you wanted to make on your result, you make it on the strategy, because the strategy is what is responsible for that. Again, we'll still get into all this particular stuff detail in bit by bit. You understand me? So the ultimate strategy that has been, because some people were actually focusing on money as the only strategy, but the most ultimate strategy is actually that of the mental and that of the heart. In other words, mental, emotionally, what is going on here and what is going on here. You understand me? That is actually the ultimate strategy. In other words, if you can actually or have the ability to actually organize the resources that is going on here and my emotion to actually in a way that it will predict a specific result that I want, I am controlling it. I know if you get it. You understand me? Now, if you can change your mental and emotional pattern, if you can change your mental and emotional pattern, it will change where you earn, number one. It will change where you spend and where you do everything. And the question is, Oliver, why did you use where instead of how you spend? I mean, say instead of how you earn, how you spend, and how you do everything. I believe that before the end of this particular training, you understand, because actually, when it comes to earning, especially when it comes to financial earning, a lot of people think human is the one that pays me, is the one that pays you, is the one that pays them. I know what if you get it, but the monetary part of everything you have in life is actually a reward. So I don't earn from people, in as much as that the process that is going through people, but I earn as a reward from the universe, from God. But God and your universe give me that particular payment of the reward of whatever value I give through people. No, if you get it. So where did you earn from? If you depended on earning from people, then probably you tend to have jealous and some other negative belief, that negative feelings that will actually be obstructing your blessings. But once you have this particular mind of I earn from universe, you understand me, in proportion to the value I delivered to the marketplace or whatever it is, you understand me, then jealous and all this particular negative habit will go. You understand me? So actually, we cannot go deeper on this particular where do we earn on this particular webinar. Probably one of the webinar we'll talk about it in depth. Let's focus on strategy, because if you can understand what I wanted to give you today, then your eyes will be open and you'll be able to actually financially, you can actually grow yourself. Okay, some people are actually joining. You understand me? So that is that. Now let's continue. Now, so the secret is, if actually this is actually what is happening, what is the secret? And the secret is very simple. Identify what it is you do when you succeed, my friend, and doing just that when you want to succeed this time. Find out, I wanted to have this and I became successful on it. So what did you do? Do that particular stuff and you become successful every time, because that is the strategy for that. But what is happening that, let's come to this particular wealth creation. A lot of people have never seen it. They are hearing of it, or they are seeing it in the other particular yard, the other particular people. They haven't got it themselves. So if they haven't got it themselves, how can they identify how they have succeeded? Because they have not yet succeeded. I don't know what if you get it. That's why this particular webinar has come to be, and I will actually open your eyes. So let's look into this particular stuff one by one, and we're entering into the main thing now. Again, we have been in the main thing. So the question is, we all wanted to be financially successful. We all wanted to be financially free. We wanted to create wealth. We want money. We love money. We want money. Money is good. Money is not good. Money is not bad. Money is money. Money is good for me. If it's good for you, you can actually take it. You understand me? So some people will say money is bad, money is good. Well, actually, money is money. You understand? Money is an amplifier. We needed money to actually live life on this particular earth. So if that is true, and if you know the step you follow to succeed, just follow the step to succeed. What if you have never succeeded yet? The question is, how can you do it? So let's look at the process of manifestation. I believe this will open your eyes. Again, if you are not paying a close attention, if you have distraction around you now, I would advise you to actually leave that particular spot and go to where you can pay close attention on this particular training, because I believe this training will help you. I just believe that. So now, process of manifestation, how does success actually happen? That is a question that a lot of people were asking, or a lot of people do not have a clue of how it happened. Do you understand me? So let's look at this particular image now. As you can see, it seems to be divided into three parts. There is inner world, there is bridge, and there is outer world. I don't know if you can connect. So it simply says a formula that says that T leads to F, F leads to A, and A leads to R. In other words, our thoughts lead to our feeling leads to our action leads to our result. A lot of people do not have clue on this. So action is a bridge between the inner world and outer world. And what happened is that a lot of people were focusing on the results or on the action. Both tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. How can I make that particular money? I'm telling you that how you can make the money now is your thought that leads to your feeling, and your feeling leads to your action. So whatever you acted is what was prompted by your feeling. I don't know if you're getting it. So if your thought is bad and your feeling will be bad, no matter how you think that your action will be glossy, no matter how you think that it will be good, it is bad. It will produce a bad result. Let me give you this example. Let's look at this particular stuff. Let's assume somebody have a thought, or let's go back. Okay, let's be on this particular stuff. Let's assume somebody have a thought, I must be stupid. And what is happening that people tend not to know when they look. Let me tell you this thing. Psychology say that we have 70, as we are having 65, approximately 65,000 thoughts every blessed day. 65,000 thoughts every blessed day. Now, 95% of them, in other words, 95% of 65,000 thoughts we have every blessed day are unconscious. We don't know when we are thinking about it. I don't know what if you get it. We do not know we are thinking about it. Most of them, maybe toward the end of the thinking, you catch yourself thinking. Some of them you don't even know. 95% of 65,000. Let me know whether if I can get my calculator and do some certain things, so that actually we needed to get this thing, because I wanted you to see where we are creating ourselves. So understand? So you stop blaming somebody, government, and whatever it is. 65,000 thoughts every blessed day, by 95% of it is actually 61,750 thoughts. In other words, 61,750 thoughts we are having every blessed day without knowing we are thinking about that. Wow. And this, the psychologists say that 70% of that 95,000 thoughts, 70% of that 95% of 5,000 thoughts are negative. So in other words, multiply by 70% for 3,225,000 thoughts. For 3,225 thoughts we are having every blessed day are negative. And that's for 3,000 thoughts we are having that are negative are unconscious. We don't know when we are thinking it. I don't know what the figure is. So we are not aware it was going on. And our thoughts lead to how we feel. That's why most of the time, sometimes you can feel bad. You don't even know what caused it. Our thought lead to our feeling, and our feeling lead to our action, and our action lead to our results. So let's assume somebody wanted to take exam, and this particular person have this particular thought: I must be stupid. I'm definitely going to fail this exam, which might have come unconsciously without him knowing that it happened. Or maybe consciously he know. Now, and psychologists is trying to prove to us that over 3,000 of this particular thing always come on our mind every blessed day. And this thing leads to our feeling. Now, the feeling the person will have obviously is actually either is sad or frustrated or stressed. Now, what will happen? The law of attraction will work on that particular feeling, and you get this particular action, choosing not to study and hanging out with friends instead. So most of the time, if you have that particular feeling on this particular, let's assume this particular scenario, what will happen actually? Maybe a friend will shout to you, "Guy, can we hang out? Guy, where are you? I'm coming." This is so that has to be a distraction, because the law of attraction will work on whom you are. You are feeling based. So once you feel that particular thing, the law of attraction will always feed you with the people, circumstances, condition, and everything that match your feeling. If you are watching this particular video, maybe after this particular webinar, I will advise you to pause on this particular video and look this particular stuff, this particular section now, and think about it. Did you see how we are creating our life without knowing? Again, we still get where those thoughts are coming from. So understand me? That is actually what we have to get very soon. Now, this is actually what is happening. Over 43,000 thoughts negative every day, filling our, creating us, because actually the emotional level is who we are, is energy in emotion. That thing is who we are, that thing is our words, and that thing is what actually have magnetic power to attract the condition, the people, the situation that match that particular negativity. Because actually the universe is in order. It will give you what you are. And so the feeling you have is what you are, is the energy, emotion, is the real being, is the you. You are that particular emotion. You are that particular feeling. So if you have negative feeling, it means that you just collapse whom you are to be negative. And the universal law of attraction will give you what meets that particular frequency that you are into. And now if you get it. So what we need to do is actually to have this particular higher energy, because you are feeling and you yourself will always be in the same frequency. So if you feel bad, you degrade yourself lower. If you feel great, you get yourself up. And our thought always lead to our feeling. And for 3,000 thoughts we are having every blessed day without knowing we are thinking it are negatives. So do you see we have a problem? Instead of looking for our problem, we are pointing to the government, we are pointing to our rich cousin, our rich brother. We wanted to blame them as the cause of our poverty, without knowing that they find out what is happening and they was able to correct it for themselves. And that is why we are here now, so that I will open your eyes to understand it. You understand me? So let's actually see the positive one. Let's assume that actually this is act of money. Let's talk about money. So understand me? So as you can see at this particular left side, the thinking on the head, I'm going to make $10,000 a month. Now that is thought, and the feeling is the person will feel excited. Remember, this thought might come unconsciously without the person knowing that it's actually pop up. And know what difficulty. So all of a sudden you see yourself feeling excited. And when you feel excited, when you wanted to do your work, you'll be doing the work with that particular positive energy. In other words, I'm writing my business plan. That is actually one of the work you have to do. You understand me? Yeah. Before you know it, I'm making $20,000 a month as a result. So your thought always leads to your feeling, and your feeling always leads to your action, and the action always leads to a result. So if you are saying that you have tried online to make money, whether online or offline, you are running ad or something like that, probably shake your emotion to know whether if it's in the frequency of the wealthy people, of the wealthy frequency. Because if it's not there, I bet you that action you are taking might not be the right action you are taking. Maybe your consciousness is in the wrong place. You understand me? I don't know how to explain. So now the question is actually those negative thoughts that can pop up, or probably for the rich that have actually know how to control it, the positive one for the rich, a negative one for the poor. Where do they come from? Because actually we know that our thoughts now lead to our feeling. And those thoughts, most of the time, 43,000 of them are negative and unconscious. We don't know when we think them in a day. So, and our thought lead to our feelings. So maybe sometimes you don't know what causes you to feel sad, feel frustrated, feel fear. Before you know it, your mind will always connect to the debt and some other thing, bill you have to pay. Your mind will connect you to it. You begin to feel fear, feel sad. That feeling have magnetic power to attract to you by the law of attraction what the same thing that match it. People, place, condition, situation, or whatever it is. The Bible said that what I feared had befallen me, Job. So he became afraid of something, and the feeling come on his body, and that by the law of attraction attract what he's afraid of. I know how to say. So the question is where those thoughts are coming. So I have to use analogy of this particular tree to show you. If you look below bottom, there is actually belief. There is belief. Again, I will tell you what it is. Then there is thought, feeling, action, and the result. So what a lot of people were doing is they are focusing on the results. They are focusing on the result. In other words, as a metaphor for this particular tree, they are focusing on the fruits. But fruit does not create itself. In other words, let's assume this particular tree, I will remove the root. Fruit will not be. Fruit will not come up. Okay, if there is root but there is no stem, fruit will not come up. Are you getting it? So there has to be root first, before there will be stem, and before there will be branches, which is included on the stem, before there will be results. So what people tend to do is to focus on the results instead of the cause of the results, which is the root. Because if you focus on the result, which is the fruit, now without focusing on where you should do the work, the result will not come out of itself. Fruit will not come out of itself. Fruit is what the root and the stem created. I don't know what you forget it. So you focusing on the money, on the result, on the result, on the result. I am not seeing the result I'm looking for. I have worked, I have promoted, this thing is not working. You are focusing on the results. Go and do the work on the creator of that particular result, which is the belief. So it tends to be that human beings are born in animal stage. When child was born, he have only the capacity to actually take information, but he couldn't comprehend the information. We don't have, when we are born, we don't have what is called intellect. So we don't have the reasoning mind, the thinking mind, but you have the subconscious mind. I know what difficulty. So now every information that is coming from the 5 sense organ, eye, tongue, nose, ear, feel, every thought impulse of the thought that is coming, information that we are taking, is going to subconscious mind directly when we are still kids. And those particular stuff, it will create who we are. Those particular information that go to subconscious mind is our belief. I don't know what you forget it. So if you grew up from a family that actually suffering for, that are having challenges, monetary challenges and financial challenges, such as a poor family, or they were living an average life, but they didn't have much wealth or something like that, you will stay in the parlor that look like that. You will stay in the environment that look like that. You will stay in area that look like that, and your eyes is perceiving all those particular stuff. So those information is entering into you. And remember, you are still without this conscious mind. So when they were going straight without thinking. You don't think about it. They will have an answer direct to your subconscious mind. They were building you, and that is whom you are. So after they build you, when you grow now and wanted to make money, that subconscious mind, the content of it will be controlling the conscious mind, the thinking mind. Because actually, psychologists say that 95% of the 65,000 thoughts we are thinking every day are coming without us knowing it. So they were coming from subconscious mind. This particular stuff are building us. And if you are programmed negatively when you were born or something like that, because of the hardship of the family where you grow, because of the society, because of the religious or some other thing, that is whom you are. And when you wanted to change it, when you become old, when you have started thinking and wanted to make money, unless you change those particular fire on that particular subconscious mind, you cannot create wealth except the root is being treated. Forget about the fruits. It will not come. And the root is actually that belief, that information have entered into your subconscious mind. That we are human beings are spirit-powered information driving being. So once the spirit live, we die. Once it's there, we live. But in as much in its own presence is the information that is controlling us. I know what if you get it. So this is how we get the program. In other words, we get programmed in our subconscious mind when we are still children, teenage, and when so most of the time even after we grow up or something like that. So you have a different belief system than the rich. And until you change that particular belief system, what will be coming up on your thoughts, whether knowing it or knowing it, 43,000 of it, you don't know when you think about it. They are negatives, and they will be creating your life. I don't know whether if somebody is following. Let me actually know whether if I'm here. Hello, are we still together? Are we still together? I wanted to know whether if you guys are actually following. So if you are hearing me and you're actually following, you just comment, let me actually say I, so I will know. If you're hearing me, you can say I, so I will know that we're actually together, because I don't want to be talking to myself alone. Okay, I'm here. Okay. So now that is what it is. So no matter how you wanted to be successful, but the content of your financial blueprint, okay, let me put it in general, successful in anything, but the content of your subconscious mind says otherwise. My friend, you are not going to get it. Like if I ask you now, do you think that things are hard? A lot of you guys will say yes, but things are not hard. That you are experiencing hard things does not mean that things are hard. It means that you haven't or actually understand or implement the process of creating that particular wealth. It's not a matter of thing, it's a matter of the belief system in you. And now what if you get it? According to this particular belief system you have, even in the Bible, Jesus said it many times. According to your belief you have. So if your belief says you have things are hard, it will always attract things to be hard, because what it will do is actually consciously or unconsciously, without even you knowing it, when it does unconsciously, it will be popping out, because it is your belief system. It will be popping out into your mind, into your thinking, and it will actually be stirring that particular negativity in you. So it will be coming up into your mind, and when it's coming up into your mind, then you are having this particular negative feeling because you are having negative thinking, whether consciously or unconsciously. You will still have negative feelings, and when you are having this negative feeling, then it will be projecting that particular power, that particular magnetic power to attract to you what you are. In other words, to attract to you what you give to the universe. And even in the Bible, it says, the measure you give will be given back to you. I don't know what if you get it. So the law of universe is what we should follow, the universal law. Do you understand me? So now we found that we have seen how we are being programmed. Our thought lead to our feeling lead to our action, and our action lead to our result. Now we have been programmed negatively. So let me tell you one of the quotes in the Bible. I might not actually. St. Paul said this particular. So he said, anytime I wanted to do something new, something good, I see myself doing bad. And now he later found out that particular subconscious mind, I mean to say, and that the content of the subconscious mind is what he called old nature. And now what did you get it? Jesus in the other place called it wine and wineskin. Jesus talking about wine and wineskin mean the brain and the content of that particular subconscious mind. The covering, the mind, and the content of it, the programming, the paradigm. Are we getting it? So if your financial blueprint, because in the subconscious mind is like a cabinet, like a drawer where every impulse of thoughts are actually saved, and this particular thoughts always come up voluntarily, because subconscious mind work day and night, whether you are sleeping or you are awake, is work always. You understand me? So it come up voluntarily and actually be filling your thought with negativity. So most of the time, 43,000 times, over 43,000 times, you don't know that this feeling actually happened, and you're filling your thought with negativity. And actually, when the negativity is coming on your thought, maybe you will not able to pay this particular bill. You haven't actually married. Your people are your age have married and some other thing. All this particular negativity is coming up in your mind, and when they are coming out, my friend, you have to feel bad about it, whether you know you are failing or not. That is what is happening, and it will always lead you to an action that will not give a result you want. So instead of you to be actually focusing on that particular fruit, in other words, the result, we are looking for the money, the love, the romance, whatever it is, the wealth you are looking for. Instead of focusing on it in a way, I'm not seeing this particular result. Why not retrace back what is causing the particular result, the root? Something invisible. Something that if I'm thinking now, you don't know what I'm thinking, but you might be actually in the same frequency. You might actually be contagious by my thoughts, but you are not seeing it. I don't know what if you get it, except you are highly mental immune. Then you will not be contagious. So understand me, if my own thought is negative. So now what we needed to work on is the root, and when we come to the root, we need to work on the belief system. According to your belief. So Jesus is trying to tell them in the Bible, is because I have according to your belief, not necessarily because I'm here. Because if I'm here or I'm not here, once you believe, it will be. And even say that happy are unto those that do not see me, and believe. So belief is actually what matters. When your belief system contains the exact thing you want, if your intellectual mind, in other words, your conscious mind, the content of it is in the same alignment with what is in subconscious mind, my friend, before you know it, you have it. Because it is the duty of the subconscious mind to make whatever you want, whatever you desire, whatever that is there to God, to give it to you. So if you are thinking, I was not able to get this, and that is what is your subconscious mind, the universe doesn't know what you want. What he knows is what is in the subconscious mind. So because it's actually vibrating, it's assumed that is what you want and give you that particular stuff. Anything that matches either people, condition, situation that match that particular what is going on your feeling, on your body, on your subconscious mind, and pop up from your subconscious mind. So what you have to do is to understand the subconscious mind and actually work on it. When we work on our subconscious mind, in other words, replay those particular files. That's what Jesus means by saying new wine skin. So when we did that particular stuff, we replay that particular content, the wine, by this word you are receiving, because out of the spoken word the faith come. In other words, the belief actually being built, because most of the time we actually is the fastest way to get information to us. You understand me? As you can hear, as you are hearing me now. So we need to work on our belief system, and the words we will actually work on our belief system, then our thought, if what we want to be able to push into the belief system, it will always come to our thought, and when it comes to our thought, it will always come to our actual feeling, and when we feel it, the universe will give it to us. And 99% of the time, once it got into subconscious mind, then subconscious mind knows how it mail it to God or to the universe, and before you know it, you have it. So instead of focusing on that particular result more, you have to know what you wanted to achieve. Yes, it's right, it's 100% sure. If you don't know it, you can't put it into your subconscious mind. So once you know it, now you started, okay, how can I put it into the subconscious mind? Because if I succeeded in putting it into subconscious mind, I am ready to have it. I will have it as soon as possible, because my subconscious mind have a connection with the infinite intelligence to give me that. And now they should get it. Then I will feel it. And when I feel it, the situation, the people, the everything will come. You see, it's not a matter of you don't have money. It's a matter of you don't have the belief to get the money. You might think you have the belief because consciously or intellectually you have belief, but we are not talking about the intellect here. We are not talking about the level, the intellectual level. We are talking about the deeper, in other words, the belief level on the subconscious mind. And the good part or worst part, whatever you see, it is actually you don't know what is there. You don't know that it's there. So it's not only in our old or our new young age when we haven't grown intellect. Most of the time, all the information you are seeing around or some other things are actually going into subconscious mind. Once it's emotionalized, it gets into subconscious mind, because we human beings are seeing in pictures. Our mind sees in pictures. So what's the image of, like if I say, does your fridge actually cool something very fast? Immediately I say your fridge, you don't just look at your fridge at the letter FR fridge, you understand me? You look at the picture of that particular your fridge. I don't know what they figure. So we see in picture. So any picture you hold for a long time in your conscious mind and emotionalize it, we get into your subconscious mind. And once you get into it, my friend, if there is opposite of it in the subconscious mind, it will replace it, and you'll be rebuilding your subconscious mind with good wine, new wine, and no one skin. I don't know what you should get is. That is the way, my friend. So let's actually continue. So the question is now, what to do now? Since you have known that is our subconscious, we have known the process. I believe you do. It's our subconscious mind that actually pop out those particular negative or subconscious thoughts, because actually it's happening unconsciously in our subconscious mind. So since it's our subconscious mind that's actually popping it up, what shall we do to rebuild the subconscious mind? Because once you rebuild the subconscious mind, then with positivity, with what we want in life, with money, wealth, and other things, before you know it, it will still be pumping up, because it's working that night, it will still be pumping up positivity, and you know what, if you get it. So in as much as the negativity will come sometimes, because most of the time it do come on me, but when they come, because you are aware of what is happening, you are not too much unconscious again, you are a little bit of conscious, you're a little bit conscious, so you are aware of what is happening, that actually there is a pop-up that come up on my mind now, and this comes from the subconscious mind. This is not what I am, this is just a thought that lives in my subconscious mind. Then I will not give it the energy, I will not give it the feeling that is required of me, because once you give it the feeling, you just get back to subconscious mind and pack it for you. Pack whatever that is equivalent to that thing you felt to you. So what I will do is actually, I have to, the question now is what to do. Now this is what you actually do. Create a goal card and daily routing and use them to create your own world. Psychology says that everybody lives on his own world. Create your own world. How do you want your world to look like? Write it down on a goal card. Again, I will show you a tips, and have a daily routing to actually do this particular stuff to reprogram your subconscious mind. So now the question is, let's talk about goal card. Now, when you are writing your goal card, the only thing I wanted to advise you on goal card is write it in a present time. Remember, forget about past tense, nothing new there. You can never see anything new in your past tense. Then do not think about future, it's an illusion, nothing like future. Everything happened now. You are thinking about future. When are you taking it now? You are in the past tense. When are you? When do you want to your past? To your past? When do you go to your past? Now. So what matters is now. So when you are writing your goal, I see a lot of people when they were writing their goal card, they were writing it in the future tense. My friend, it continue being the future. Do not worry about tomorrow. It does not exist. Tomorrow does not exist. That's why the people that actually invented calendar have to calendarize it to give it a date. You understand? Because actually it doesn't exist. Future is an illusion. We don't have much time to get into that particular stuff now. But what matters is now. You can say tomorrow, tomorrow. When you get tomorrow, when one is the other day, it's still tomorrow. So tomorrow. Nobody have ever seen tomorrow. So write your goal card in the present time. I am so happy and grateful now that I have earned what amount of money by whatever date. Then you can put the future date. Yes, you can put it, but you are writing it as if say that is happening now. So you are not seeing that date in the future, in as something that is in the future, in as much as that you are now reading it and it's something that you have in future, but you are reading it as if to say that is happening now. That's why I said I'm so happy and grateful that I have earned. So I have already have it. I don't know what if you get it. Instead of I'm so happy and grateful that I will earn. So when you say you will, you put it in the future. 99% of the time you won't have it. But if you wanted to, because subconscious mind only accept what is felt, so you wanted to feel it, and it's always feeling the present. So if the consciousness you have is in the future, it will always project it in the future because that is the consciousness you have. But if the consciousness you have is now, it will always give it to you as now. You understand? It might not happen now immediately, but actually you'll be able to affect positively to the subconscious mind. That's what I mean. Then from selling whatever it is, all this gap again, I will still show you an example. I'm just drawing a general actual goal card. Another one, this is for money. That number one. Then number two, say for money. Like if you wanted to write a goal card for how much you wanted to be making monthly, like I say, I'm so happy and grateful. I'm now making 20,000. In as much as that you are not yet making it, because actually what you wanted to do, since the subconscious mind do not know the truth or the lie, it doesn't know the as in the reality. What it sees as reality is what you felt. So if you feel fear, the subconscious mind accepts it as what you want and give you that particular stuff. I didn't know how it work, but actually that is how God make it. So he didn't know what you want or what you don't want. He just supplied to you what you felt. So if you're in the consciousness of as in poverty, of lacking, of not having it, so the subconscious mind will feel it, and once they feel it, is assume, not as if you just take that is what you want and you feed it with the condition, people, situation of that particular stuff. So if that thing is true, so we need to trick our subconscious mind by actually assuming we have already have that particular stuff. So when we assume we have it, we feel using it. We feel have it, and when we feel have it, then what happens is that actually we are collapsing the potential, as in the possibility of it to actually happen. I don't know if you get it. So what is happening is actually we are telling our subconscious mind that we already have it. So subconscious mind will feel it, we accept that particular feeling and pack that particular stuff for us, because to those who have, they will have more, but to those who do not have, even those that they have will be taken out from them. If you are in consciousness of lacking, then the subconscious mind will see you not have, and the subconscious mind do not know what is having or what is not have. The subconscious mind will see that you just want this because this is what you feed him, and subconscious mind will actually direct you and connect you with the situation, people that actually that particular level. In other words, the people that actually do not have, condition that will not yield, and situation that will always take what you have. So when Jesus said that particular, those who do not have will be taken out from it, I know that you might feel somehow, but what it means actually is a metaphor of consciousness. I don't know if you get it. So another one, the last but not the least, that I'll give an example. Let's assume is a thing that you wanted to actually manifest. I can write this particular song. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have whatever it is, mansion, building, car, anything it is, by this particular date. Again, I will write an example for you and show you what is or how it look like. You understand me? So this is actually the goal. This is actually the goal. The goal card, how it will look like. When I give you the example, you actually know how you can write your own. And now what you do is you write your, remember I said create your goal card and your daily routing. So now talk about goal card. Let's actually look into daily routing before we can actually combine this. I just wanted to wrap up this particular stuff because actually I think that we have spent a little bit time to understand. So my general daily routing, I'm telling you, from me, you can have your own. So number one that I derive from three things that our mentors have been telling us. My mentor, when I joined online news, so it was saying that the secret of success is actually learn, implement, and share. You understand me? So three things: learn, implement, and share. So I added another two things that I put on my actually general routings every blessed day. So my general routing, daily routing, is actually I create my wall. Again, I will show you and tell you what it means. Then I learn, I implement, I share, and I actually rest. This is how my day is going every blessed day. You understand? So let's take it one by one, because when I said I create my world, again, focus on this particular stuff. This 5 things is what I'm doing every day that actually help me to get to where I am. You understand? So let's take it one by one. When I said I create my world, I know that a lot of you guys might actually misunderstand this. You understand? So creation of my world, remember, your physical life is a projection of non-physical consciousness. In other words, remember that subconscious mind works 24/7. It doesn't rest. You understand me? That night it doesn't rest. It's work every time. You understand me? So if you work every time, whatever I'm seeing in my life, remember the process of manifestation. Whatever I'm seeing in my life, whether poor or rich, is actually a projection of what is inside or what is going on my subconscious mind. I believe it's not hard for you to understand now. So that's why instead of using subconscious mind here, I use non-physical consciousness, because actually it is not physical, it's a metaphysical. That particular level of existence, it is not physical. So my physical life is a projection of non-physical consciousness. So it's a metaphysical. Subconscious mind is what I'm talking about. So, I don't know whether you forget it. Now, if that is true, that what I'm seeing in my life is a projection of what is going on my mind, or what has been on my mind, or the belief that I have created or has been created when I was a child. Remember, when Moses was a child, the mother told Moses, "You are not a Jew." You are not an Egypt. Moses could not comprehend the message, but the message passed into the subconscious mind of Moses. And when Moses grew up, now Moses sees himself as an Egyptian, but there is information in his subconscious mind that says you are not an Egyptian. I don't know whether you get it. So naturally, what is nature? This content of subconscious mind. That is nature information. So as on this particular topic, so naturally, Moses hates his so-called people, because remember, he didn't know that Egyptians were not his people when he grew up. He hates his people, and they love the people that should not be his people as consciously. I don't know how to forget it, but he didn't know that thing he's doing is a subconscious control. That actually, for the reality, there is an information. It doesn't mean that is real. It means that there is information in his mind that says, in his subconscious mind that says, you are not an Egyptian. You are a Jew. So that information was controlling him automatically, in as much as, so it makes him to love the people that consciously don't know that is their people. In other words, consciously, Jews are not his people, so he loves the people that are not his people consciously, and hates the people that are his people consciously. But subconsciously, there is an information that says these people you love are really your people, and these people you hate are not your people. So I don't know if you get it. Sure, understand me? So since our subconscious mind is a reflection, our life, physical life, what we are, money, rich, poor, and some other thing, good in relationship, and or every other thing, is the content of the subconscious mind that is expressing itself, the content of non-physical consciousness that is expressing itself in the physical life through that particular process of manifestation. Now, what I used to do is actually to use affirmation or visualization or meditation to actually create my world, new world, or prayer. Again, I will show you how I do all this. So what I normally do every blessed day is actually, again, I will say to you. So this is what I used to do every morning to know, as working on the subconscious mind. In other words, filling in the what I want in the subconscious mind and taking in the negative belief of what I want that has been there wherever it was created from. I don't know whether it's from religion, from my childhood, from friends, from environment. I don't care. What I care that is not helping me, so I want to get it out. You understand me? So I can use any of these, or I always use two of them at least. Either I use affirmation and prayer, or visualization and prayer, or meditation and prayer. Any of them. So prayer must be there for me. I don't know about you. You understand me? So now, when you talk about learning, you learn. I most of the time I learn with video, audio, book, ebook, on web page. I can go to do some research on web page, read some articles or some other things. Then apps most of the time. Then I didn't know whichever one that will come again. That's why I put etc. And what I'm learning two things. So number one is actually personal development. When it comes to personal development, I wanted to know to divide this particular three in one being to pieces. And if I have a book that can tell me all about mind, then I can be studying that particular book. You understand me? Whatever it is. So I want to know about spirit, my spirit, how it works, does it mean. Then I want to know about mind. I want to know about mind, body. At least you did body and the other things in the biology and some other things. So I want to know about the systems and everything. That's what I'm studying on personal development. Mainly mind, mainly mind. Then I have also professional development. In other words, where I learn about marketing. Again, your own could be anything. It doesn't matter. I'm giving you my own. Again, when I sum it up, I will actually give you an advice. So understand. Then when it comes to implement, I exercise. Yes, I do exercise. As you can see, I'm fat. A little bit. You understand? But I'm working on myself. So understand me. Again, I will clear you how I'm doing this thing in a nutshell, so that you'll be able to pick from the idea on how to do your own. Then I inspect my marketing every blessed day to know what is going on my marketing. I do marketing, new one. So understand me. Again, I will tell you what you have to do. Then I do other works. Hopefully, some of you guys that are doing another business, so maybe at the time of other works, you have to actually implement it. So when it comes to share, I share ideas on social networks. The more because I'm studying, I'm always learning, so I have something to give out. At least most of the time, every blessed day I will actually take some time to go to my social network, to hang out online with friends online, Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram with you guys, or Telegram group, and some other things. So, and some other friends. Very simple stuff, is fun. So I give away free stuff if I have daily. I try to. So what I do is, most of the time I take one of these and do it. Either I share idea or I give away something. Also, if I could do one on this, I have actually did it. Something very simple. So come to rest. I am a human being. So I do rest. Let me actually know whether if you are still online. So are we still online? Yeah, we are still online. Some people are joining. I still join at the time we're about to run up. So it's fun. So I do rest, so I can relax, just be at a place to relax, something like that. I can take sleep to rest, and I can watch movies as a resting, and I can listen to music, whether audio or video. Most of the time I don't normally do that, but I'm learning it at this particular time. I can sit out with my loved ones and actually have fun. So understand me, if you go to swimming pool and actually swim, yes, I know how to swim. Even if I didn't know how to swim, I will learn it. So because every skill is learnable. So these are the 5 things. Remember, create my world, learn, implement, share, and rest. daily, every blessed day. So understand me. So my general daily routing in a nutshell, let me actually break it into a nutshell so that you understand what I mean. So now I will listen to a subconscious reprogramming audio for 15 minutes. Again, if you're a member of Global Freelance Academy, you go to main training category tab and go to business building subcategory on that particular place and go to the best advice ever. I will leave this particular audio that I'm using for you guys. If you go there, you get it. It's already there. You understand me? Then, if you're not a member of Global Freelance Academy, paid member, that's what I mean. Probably you have to join. Join us. Look around. You can see the link anywhere on this particular webinar and join Global Freelance Academy. It will cost you much. Even if it costs you much, you better do that to actually learn more, because inside Global Freelance Academy, what we did is to take people step by step. This is not only what to do, we'll help you do it. We'll show you we are doing it, you are seeing what we are doing. From if you wanted to pick an offer, how can you get an offer that you wanted to pick online to promote? So you don't need to, we did everything step by step. If you join Global Freelance Academy, I don't know whatever training online that actually working like that is awesome to compare Global Freelance Academy, because we take care of our people. You understand me? So I listened to this particular subconscious reprogramming audio. This audio, when I got it for the first time, I don't even value it, because actually it doesn't make sense to me. But if you understand what we just said, what we just teach before, as in the previous slide, you found out that the reason because the reference is not in my mind, so it doesn't make sense to me. But my mentor were like, listen to it every blessed day, every blessed day. So I was listening to it, and when I started listening to it, within something like 2 months, 3 months, I started noticing some certain things. Those particular much negativity that is coming up, you don't have this, you don't have this, you can't do this, you can't do this, started fading. I don't know what if it is working like magic. So this particular audio, I watched it for 15. I listened to it 15 minutes. It's a 15 minutes audio, about 12 minutes audio. I just put it 15 minutes. You understand me? So then I listened to life-changing audio, another audio for 30 minutes. This particular second one is one of the most listened audio in the universe when it comes to life changing. Again, if you don't know what it is, join Global Freelance Academy, you get it. If you don't have an access to Global Freelance Academy, you can go to online and search any of the video and audio that can help you to reprogram your subconscious mind and change your life. But if you're a member of Global Freelance Academy, I'm giving you the one I'm using so you can use and get value out of it. Because once you just listen to audio 15 minutes every day, was able to reprogram my subconscious mind, my friend. And once you reprogram, then what was happening that those particular because once you become unconscious competent for success, what it simply means is actually those particular belief system become the belief system of what you want, contain the beliefs of what you want, you have it. So now when you think consciously wanted this thing, the equivalent of that particular story, let's assume you wanted money, the information about money in your subconscious mind will say yes, bam, before you know it, you have it. It works like that. Your subconscious mind will pack it for you. But once the subconscious mind is negative and conscious mind is positive, it doesn't work, because to the high degree, subconscious mind control conscious mind. Subconsciously for input, consciously for input, subconsciously for the output. So it actually controls conscious mind, except the files there is being changed. No wine skin. So understand? So I listened to that particular audio 30 minutes. And another one I have to advise you to be doing, I am doing it, is actually I'll start doing it every day, and you have this is my daily routing. You understand me? So I'm doing this every blessed day. So what I have to do is I have an exercise book. Go buy exercise book, is not even costly. If one fail, buy another one. So I have an exercise book. That my goal, again, when I showed you goal, you know how you can write your own. I will use an example that I just wrote for this particular purpose. So that goal that I have, I will be writing it on that particular book. I'll finish it right. I'm so happy and grateful that I have this. I'm so happy and grateful that I have this by this date. I am so happy and grateful that I have this by this date. I will do this particular stuff 15 minutes. Most of the, again, if you are starting out to noon, 5 minutes is okay for you. But for me, if you wanted to follow the working solid strategy, 15 minutes. Then if something that you wanted to buy, so what I would do after writing is write about 2 pages or 3 pages. I might actually be going among it one by one, reading it and reading it and reading it and read one, read two, read it and finish it. I will be doing this particular exercise for 15 minutes. So if what we are looking for is something like physical store, let's assume car. So most of the time, look, what you need to do is to influence your subconscious mind. Once you influence it, my friend, you have that whatever you are looking for. It's very simple. So most of the time, what I will do, let's assume when I bought my car, my first car. So what I was doing is actually I will just use my biro without even see what I'm drawing, just imagine the car, because I have seen the picture of that particular car in image. I have seen it in my laptop. Then so I will use picture, I will use my mind, just close my mind, maybe drawing whatever as it says that this is how the car is, and drawing that particular car. What I'm trying to do is to pick this particular picture of this particular car and put it in my subconscious mind, or that thing I'm writing. When I'm writing that particular my information, the information of my goal, then I'll be writing it. On that one, I'll have to be seeing it. Even on the drawing part of it, I might be seeing the car and drawing this car and seeing how my legs on the everything, how I'm the steering and some other things. So once you are doing that, you are influencing your subconscious mind. What you need to do, how can you pick this thing you want to your subconscious mind? Once you put it there, my friend, you have asked. That's what Jesus means. Ask and you shall receive. You have asked. Then the next thing you need to do is the second part of the equation, which is seek. In other words, listen, pay close attention, observe, quiet time to actually pick the idea. Most of the time, the idea that will excel you will come not complete. Not most of the time, almost all the time, it will come not complete. But you have to take it. Once it comes, you take it and put it into your imaginative faculty. In other words, you begin to imagine that particular thing that is not clear, so that it will become clear, and you take action. That action is knocking. Remember, the seeking is actually looking for that particular idea, and once it's come, then you knock and the door, because you seek, you find. Then when you knock, in other words, take action based on that you have understood, because you come raw idea is not clear, but you put it into your imaginative faculty, think about it, and it become clear in your imagination, and you take action on that particular thing. That action is knocking, and Jesus said, whomever that knock, the door will be open to him. In other words, when you knock, take action on that particular idea, boom, the money will come. I know this, you get it. You understand me? So I use this particular writing strategy to write it. Then another one is I do visualization or meditation. Remember, I can either use visualization or meditation. Any of them, I use one. So if I use visualization, maybe I forget meditation for that day. If I use meditation, I forget visualization. Then I have to do it for 30 minutes. What I have to do, I just have to be silent. Let's assume I want to manifest a particular car. You need to be known. What is that car? When I showed you go, you will see it. Then I have to close my eyes and actually see myself in that particular vehicle, driving it. Maybe see myself washing that particular car, see myself in that particular vehicle. Sometimes, most of the time, the physical senses will come up and it will flow. I don't know if you get it, but you try to reconnect again, then you have to close your eyes and actually see yourself in that particular car, driving it, see yourself galloping, see yourself speeding up, see yourself slowing down, turning this particular around, as in that particular junction to get to your house or to go to your office, and parking in that particular office. You just see yourself, see your friends actually congratulating you for having that particular nice car. And know if you get it. So when you are doing that particular visualization, you are feeling the subconscious mind. You are trying to actually, because if you become in the consciousness of that particular car, if you become in that particular vehicle, then what happens is that you feel owning it. And when you feel owning it, then you'll be able to actually get it to your subconscious mind. And once your subconscious mind receives that particular vibration of thoughts, that wrapped with actually believe you have it and desire to have it, boom, work done. It will package it for you. It will lead it to a friend or whatever situation that will lead it to where you get the money. The business, you get the money. That is how it works. So sometimes I will do meditation. So Any of them I did 30 minutes. You understand me? And that is that for the day. Then I pray 30 minutes. Most of the time more than 30, but most of the time, sometimes more than 30, but most of the time most of the time prayer I don't actually give it much time like that. As in, it must be like this, depending on how the Holy Spirit leads us. You understand me? So let's talk about learning marketing, but I just put it 30 minutes because often I use 30 minutes. Then learning marketing, I can do it 1 hour. Again, depending on your profession. If your profession is marketing, if you have a digital talent, you're a designer, then you can learn design. You wanted to learn how to design graphic, you can learn it anything. Then I can read or study book for 1 hour. When I started out, what I did is that I filled this particular stuff on the other side. In other words, my time for reading book is more than the time I'm using for learning my skill. I don't know this way because I know that the fault of my poverty is not external, is because of what is going on there. So I needed to understand it much. And when I understand it, I was able to reprogram my subconscious mind following this particular first, second, third, and fourth and fifth steps. So my subconscious mind now become okay that when that particular negative thought come up, I will, out of consciousness, I know it come up, and I know that it's just an image that just pop up as if say that it's a voice talking to me, and I will hold that particular voice. She understand me. I don't know what if you get it. As simple as that. Subconscious mind can also receive the information from the sixth sense, from the infinite intelligence. This is not actually the real training for that particular stuff. Very simple stuff. Then I will do my exercise, 30 minutes exercise, most of the time more than 30 minutes. Work on your body, work on your physique, do exercise. That particular belly, tell me what is it doing there? Just have it flat. Work not only because of the outwardness. You know, they used to say that health is wealth. Simple mean if you are feeling pain, those pains are sums up to your wealth, because that is how you feel, and you are feeling is the level whom you are. I don't know if you get it. So it's the energy that actually determines what you get in life. So if you are feeling pain, it adds up to the success you are having. So you don't need to feel pain. You need to have that particular flow of energy, flow of life in your body without any pain. So do exercise for the mental, psychological reason of feeling fine in your body, so that it will sum up to the feeling fine psychological you are feeling or you are thinking, so that your will to be easily to be manifested. So understand me. Then I do inspect my marketing. What I do now, I'm giving you what I'm doing, so that you have to actually do it or just use it and map your own. I inspect my marketing for 30 minutes. I go to my autoresponder, see the people that actually open my email, will log into my ad network to see how many clicks I got, how many sales, how many everything that I'm getting. She understand me, or whatever I'm promoting. Most of the time when I go to my autoresponder, I see I get this particular open rate. So why these particular people do not actually click it? So I will begin to think why my open rate is not higher than I think. She understand me. So probably because I'm not giving them value. I don't know what this is. So I'm thinking, how can I help them now? That is actually what that sums up and give birth to all this particular help I'm giving to you, because actually I wanted you to understand how to make money. I don't know what this is. So I'll be leading you in the step that I follow to achieve it. I hope you're getting me. So I expect my marketing, go to my traffic sources, go to my tracker and see all the specific results and all the results that I'm getting. Go to my tools that I use to do my marketing, my tracker, autoresponder, my ad networks, and Google Ads and some other things. So if you're a member of Global Freelance Academy, you have almost on all the traffic sources that there is. Majority of them will have it on Global Freelance Academy. So whichever one you are using, you can go to that particular stuff and expect your marketing. Then I do marketing for 1 hour. Again, most of the time when I heard about doing marketing for 1 hour, I was like, why should I be marketing every time? But you know what I will be doing? So if I'm not running a fresh ad today, so what I will do is I will write a fresh ad. So I can write something like, go to banner ads. I can go to Google, search how to make money online or whatever I'm promoting, then see the banners on the blogs from that particular result. Then I'll say, okay, this particular size of banner, this is how the ad is. Okay, I'll close the banner. I will write my own ad as promoting. In other words, write the text that will be in a banner ad. Nobody forget it. So that is how I learn more. So that thing I'm doing, I'm learning more, and I'm doing work because I'm writing out. Majority of the solo ad I send out or email I send to you guys, I wrote it, I pre-write it. So I studied it on my laptop. So maybe whenever the day I wanted to actually do this particular software, most of the time I go to my phone, use my notes. Let's assume I'm traveling or anywhere and the idea come up and I'm not on my laptop. I will just go to my notes and just compose the text messages. Most of them I'll post this particular message on the Facebook, this in the Telegram, or I'll send it as an email. So I have to write something fresh every blessed day. It could be email, it could be an ad that will be in banner or Facebook ad or some other thing, so that I will refresh my mind. I will be updated and know what difficult. So you have to be doing that particular stuff too. Then do other work. If you have other works you have to do, fill in the gap, the hours you have to do. Then the last but not the least here is actually share ideas or give away free stuff 30 minutes. So what I have to do is on my time, that again all this particular stuff from 1 2 3 4 5 I tend to do it in the morning, because when you wake up your neurons, in other words your brain cells are at rest, so it will work faster. You understand me? So I'll tend to do 1 2 3 4 5 at that particular time. If I have time I can do the other 5 6 7. Learning, marketing and reading books. You understand me? Just map up your time. This particular training is not all about how to map out time. Maybe in the Global Freelance Academy you see time management and some other thing, but here is actually I'm showing you what I'm doing. So if you sum up this particular first one is 2 hours, if some of this is 4 hours, if you sum up this is 2 hours, and some of this is 30 minutes. So I'm taking something like about 8 hours, 30 minutes every blessed day to create my word, and it pays for it out of 24 hours. So I'm using this. So other ones I can just go and play. As you can see, I didn't add rest here, so I can use the rest, play, do other things every day. Again, if you're working for somebody, just know how to map out this thing time. And again, if this time is too big, you can actually reduce it for your suit, like learning your professional work. Is it graphic designing? Is it marketing? Is it actually programming? Learning your professional work, you can give it 30 minutes, it's left for you, but this one is what I'm doing that's actually helping me. Again, map out your time, meet your time to fix it. You understand me? Now let me give you an example of positive affirmation. In other words, what I use I use to write goal card, that I always used to, because I have to always be going with my goal card. Sometimes it's always on my pocket. I don't bring it out and be looking at it, because I wanted to feed my mind, to be in the consciousness of it and feed my mind with it, so that instead of my mind to be thinking negatively or consciously, let it think positively consciously. So that I can get it to the negative, get it that particular positive to the unconscious. So unconscious, I mean, so that I will start thinking positively unconsciously. Very simple. So if I started thinking positively unconsciously, success will be coming to me without me even looking for the success, and that's what has been happening for me right now. So understand? So I want you to get to that position. So this is an example number one. Let's assume I wanted to have $100,000 by this particular date. So I will say I'm so happy and grateful now that I have earned $100,000 by Thursday, 31st of January 2019, from selling Global Freelance Academy. Again, fill in the gap. How much money is that you want at that particular given time? Fill in that particular time. There is psychological reason for that definiteness. You understand me? Then what will you give in return for that particular stuff? What will you say? It doesn't matter anything as far as that is legal, moral, and ethical, and it can give you money. Sell it. If you're a member of Global Freelance Academy, you know how to do that particular one easily. So this particular number two, you say number one is actually about focusing on money to have it. Number two is actually I'm so happy and grateful I'm now making, as you can see, I'm writing it in present time, not I will, but I am now making $20,000 a month. And nobody forget it. You understand me? The third will look like this. Let's assume if the second is actually you wanted to predict how much money you wanted to be making every month. So the only thing that matters is if you can convince your subconscious mind you are doing it. In as much as that you might not be doing it yet, but your subconscious mind feel you are doing it. You can trick your subconscious mind to you are doing it. Then it will accept that particular feeling and send you the people, the condition, the situation that match that feeling, and you have it. Do you see how it's working? So it's not necessarily a must you have to have money before you start. You need to know this process, and when you do it, opportunity that people are looking for. Boss, I'm actually promoting this thing. How can I promote it? I will tell them, sell it now. If you don't have it in your conscious mind, if you don't have it in your subconscious mind, you don't have it in your physical life, because your physical life is a projection of your subconscious mind. That is the non-physical consciousness. In other words, subconscious mind. And now difficulty. So the last but not the least is actually, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have. Let's assume that I'm using Venza, for example. You have to be specific, definite. I have black 2011 fuel engine Venza car by Friday, 8th of February 2019. So you know you are dead. This is just example. I'm just using this particular story to tell you how to write go card. And this go card is what you repeat to your mind, to your book. You write it on your book, you repeat it. Then when you are doing writing exercises, when you are doing visualization, depending, it's not a must you have to have it three. Depending on what you want, I just write it in a way to show you how to write it as an example. It could be the money you want, it could be the kite, it could be the house. It could be that you wanted to be making this particular amount of money every blessed month. So you know what you want, whatever it is, you write it. Again, one thing I have to advise you to cut your coat according to your size, so that you not feel not having it when it did not come easily. I know if you get it. Like for me, when I started out, like that particular second one, I was like, I'm so happy and grateful. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm now making, I think $5,000. Then that's what I use. So before I know it, my belief system started believing possibility of it. Before you know it, if I promote something, it will sell. If I promote it to sell, people buying it. I don't know how it's selling. You understand? Because but the same thing I was doing and failing, I'm doing the same thing, exactly the same thing, and success, they were buying it. So then I know the power of subconscious mind. So now I have reprogram my subconscious mind with belief I will have $5,000 every month, and I was meeting it. So before I actually reprogram it to the higher one, and once I meet it up to something like about 3 months or 4 months, then I did another exercise, changed that particular amount of money, and did another exercise, I added till I get to where I am now. You understand me? That is how it happened. So be crystal clear on what you want. If it's wanting, let's assume money, very simple. Let's assume you have known what you wanted to buy with money and you just want to focus on money. Very simple. So you'll be looking at that particular money. Most of the time you work effectively if you can write that particular stuff that you want. Let's assume I wanted $100,000 and I wanted to buy this particular car, buy a house or pay for my house or do every other thing. So I would say I'm so happy and grateful now that I have $100,000 or black Venza car, or that particular car you want, and this particular house, this particular fridge, or some other thing by this date, from because money is involved from selling this. So you need to know, okay, I will use this thing to promote this. You understand me? But if you money not involved, you can just say you want it. Once you get to your mind of what you want, your subconscious mind will package it for you. It will you have a direct link to infinite intelligence, to the universe, to God, that it will actually tell God what you want and actually give it to you. Remember, He doesn't know what you want, He knows what you felt and submit to Him. So if you felt poverty and submit to Him, it will package poverty and give to you. If you felt rich and give to Him, it will package rich and give to you. Again, I'm using Him. I don't even know the word to use it, but for the lack of the better word, that's what I'm using. But you know what I mean, the subconscious mind. So understand me? So now, what I would advise you to do, there are some books I would recommend you to actually help you to deal with mind. Number one is actually How to Influence and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I haven't written my own book at the time I'm recording this video. The second is actually The Secret of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Go and get these two books and read it. I would give you more. If you're a Global Freelance Academy paid member, you see that in the best advice ever, in the first video, you will have more books that I recommend to you. But those ones, Oliver, why you shouldn't recommend it here? Because they are the bread of the children. Jesus says so. They are the bread of the children. So you don't give it to the dogs. I'm not calling you dogs. I'm not calling you dogs. I'm just trying to. What I'm trying to say in the sense that we kept it for the people out there. To me, it felt as if say maybe one of the day I'll give it to you, but let the member of Global Finance Academy, paid member, use those books to actually fast forward the reprogramming their subconscious mind and get much results on this particular thing. But these two books can help you. On the second book, we are looking to understand what is called financial blueprint. Once you get it, I have explained it, but that book will help you more on that particular one. Then, how to influence and influence people. How I will know that you actually study it and not just read it is after you read it. If you feel hard to give it to your spouse, to your partner, either your friend or your woman or your man, then I know that you already studied, because that book is powerful in relationship. It has nothing to do with money, but it has everything to do with money. Then the secret of the millionaire mind have everything to do with money. I don't know what if you have heard about Tony Robbins, one of the influential people USA have. Tony Robbins in USA. Tony Robbins said that, talking about the secret of I don't know, I'm so passionate about this particular training. Talking about the secret of the millionaire mind, Tony Robbins said, study it as if to say that your life depended on it, because financially it may. He used it may, but I'm telling you it is. Test and see. So understand. So, true to yourself, as you can see, we are rounding up on this particular training. Number one, true to yourself, I wanted to share with you is actually this thing is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. By Andrew Carnegie. So make a choice to be wealthy, and you be. Because you have everything within you to be. You have seen now, it's not a question of money, it's a question of mental, it's a question of you. Once you have the mind that match wealth, universe, God will pack through the intervention of your subconscious mind. Will actually pack, and the feeling you felt it, will actually pack the condition, the people, the necessity you need to excel to get that particular thing to you. They will come to you. It works like magic. I don't know why they forget it. That is how it works. So our life is shaped not by our condition. I didn't know the condition you are into now. Maybe you don't have money to pay for your house rent, you don't have money to take care of her, you don't have money to take care of the children, even to feed, even to actually do the marketing, to do your online business. Remember, that is a condition. Our life is not shaped by it. Our life is shaped by our decision. So if you make a decision today, I will rewatch this particular video till I understand it well. Again, I encourage you to rewatch it. I will rewatch this particular video till I understand it well, and I work towards what it has been given, and I will join Global Finance Academy to know more. If that is your decision, I am trying. I will create wealth this 2018 for myself and for my loved ones and for the people. If that is your decision, it will change your life towards it. It's possible. It has been done to me and to many other people. You understand me? So our lives is not shaped not by our condition, but by our decision. Then work hard on your job. Like a lot of people will tell me, Oliver, boss, what will I do? Tell me how to promote it. That is all I want. Work hard on your job. You will make a living. But if you wanted to create a fortune, work hard on yourself and you make a fortune. Study. Know who you are. One of the philosophers woke up one day and said, man, know thyself. I think Aristotle or Socrates, any of them. Man, know thyself. So, you will know yourself in the book. Listen, book is not there to study you, because book knows you well. It's there for you to study book and know yourself. You can know yourself a lot in the book. That book I recommend you now, get it or study it. The one in the Global Finance Academy paid member. If you're a member, if you look around, if you're not, you can join us. If you're a member, study those books. The secret of you is there. Whom you are is there. Know yourself. Work hard on yourself. Like I told you, I've been working hard on my job, on my business, and nothing was selling. And immediately my subconscious mind was able to reprogram to positivity of what I want to become there. Then I started having unconscious thought of positivity to what I want. And before you know it, if I did the same thing I've been doing, sales started coming. No difference, except that the content of my subconscious mind was changed. There was new wine and new wine skin. That's all. You understand me? So work on yourself. Beyond your excuse is your result. A lot of people were giving excuse. I would like to join Global Finance Academy. I would like to buy this particular store, but I don't have money. Beyond that particular excuse, you get your result. So if you are looking for making money and you have an excuse, that excuse is blocking you from finding the way out. Look behind it. Go beyond the excuse. You can't have an excuse and the result at the same place. One will give room to the other. If you have an excuse, you never have a result. If you have a result, you never have an excuse. So if you have an excuse, bury that excuse and go beyond that particular excuse, and you see the result you are looking for. I got this particular idea one time, I think when I was taking my bath. That's, as you can see, we're all over for because so at least I'm one of the people that actually give quotes. So understand me. The last but not the least is actually, if you are in the consciousness of not having it, it doesn't matter what you do, you will never have what you want. So if always what is coming on your mind is the fear of the house rent you haven't paid, the fear of this particular bill, this particular thing you were not able to complete, it's your subconscious mind that is doing that particular thing. My friend, learn to reprogram it, and once you reprogram it, it will stop doing that thing for you. Anytime when it come, you know, the image have come up again, the subconscious mind have bring it up again from the cabinet where it stored it. Wow, I can't give it any energy, I can't give it the feeling, and it will die. You become conscious because negativity doesn't live in consciousness. I don't know what if you get it. But if you are not conscious enough to identify it, then you started feeling that before you know it. Your subconscious mind will see it as you wanted this, in as much as that you might not want it, but it doesn't know whether you want it or not. You just send it to him. It's like handing over a letter to somebody. My friend, please help me get this. He didn't know whether if you want it or not want it. What you know that you handed over something to him to get to that particular stuff, and they pack it for you. So but when you reprogram your subconscious mind, then the thought, that particular over 43,000 thoughts you having every day, but you don't know. Remember, 65,000 thoughts every day. 95% of them are unconscious. Then 70% of them are 70% of that particular 95% are negative. So that particular 95% of that particular 65,000 thoughts will become positive, or higher percentage of them will become positive. And when there is higher percentage of positivity, in other words, what I mean by positive, like as I showed you on the thoughts and some other things, positive and negative. So you wanted to make money, you say you wanted to make money, you didn't have doubt and some other negative thoughts. Then if almost all the content of your subconscious mind become positive, in other words, to what you want, you become unconscious competent for success. So that will always, because automatically you are thinking without knowing for 3,000 thoughts every day, over for 3,000 thoughts you don't know that is coming up, that was negative before will become positive. And when you are thinking it, the feeling is going on, everything is happening, and then when the feeling is coming, it's a positive feeling, and it will be attracting the positivity to your life, be it people, condition, situation, positive, what you need to help you, and you become successful. I don't know what if you. So today I believe you have learned something. So if you have learned something, you just tell me. I think we have to round up this training today on this particular video. Again, if you wanted this kind of training, you comment below that you wanted this kind of training. So what we will do is maybe weekly, every Saturday we'll be doing. The reason why I choose Saturday to be doing is so that my people from Nigeria will be, because data connection is costly in our country, so that we can be actually buying Glow 500 month, as me say, weekend plan. that will give us 3 gigs so that we can be using it for, though I'm using MTN, but you can buy those particular ones. So understand. So I'll wrap up this particular training here. If you are not yet a member of Global Freelance Academy, what are you waiting for? Remember, our life is not shaped. It's shaped not by our condition, it's shaped by our decision. Make a decision. Look around, you see a link that actually will lead you to Global Freelance Academy, or chat me on WhatsApp or on the group so that I will send you a link where you can buy Global Freelance Academy at a very cheap price, at the discount price. At the time I'm recording this particular video, again, before the Global Freelance Academy will go back to its original price, and it might be too costly. So understand me. So I believe you are doing a lot today, but what I would advise you to do, join Global Freelance Academy. Then you know step by step on how to pick offer, how to create landing pages, how to deal with autoresponder, how to deal with tracking software, how to actually get traffic to your offer, the many traffic sources we are using. Again, we did this particular stuff step by step. Is one of the best. I believe is the best according to the people who have actually buy Global Freelance Academy. It's the best training out there when it comes to how to become successful online. And as you can see, we touch offline, because actually when your subconscious mind is being reprogrammed, you see the success. Stop complaining. You see the success once it's a program. You have not seen the cause of the problem. So understand me. So once our thought, what is popping up to our thought is positive, then we have it will, our positivity will go to our thought, and positivity will go to our feeling, and positivity will go to our action, and positivity will go to our result. Then we'll have what is as simple as that. That is how it will work. I believe you enjoyed this particular training as I enjoy giving it to you. So I have to round up this particular training now. If you have not joined Global Freelance Academy, better do it today. Better do it today, or at most do it this particular week, so that you not lose out and you join Global Freelance Academy to learn more. And again, maybe weekly will be next week. This week be next week. What we have to do is actually we'll have to go into the psychological part of this, because this is the strategical part of it, of wealth creation. We'll go into the psychological part of wealth creation. Maybe the other week we'll have to. I have a wealth of knowledge, because that is what I've been using to become successful. So I'm ready to share it to you guys, and I am sharing more deeper and more secret of fast conversion to paid member of Global Freelance Academy. As you can see, I just teach you what to do. I didn't show you how. I showed you how a little bit on this particular training. But when it comes to actually promoting offer, the opportunity you guys are looking for, how can I promote this, is inside Global Freelance Academy. Just Global Freelance Academy, and you learn it as simple, as easy as ABC. So I have to sign up this particular training today, and I will see you whenever we have training again. Maybe one of the day we'll have to do a Q&A, in other words, question and answer. Yeah, I'll be with you people. You people will be asking questions, then I'll be answering. Though we have it in inside Global Freelance Academy, similar like that. If you are promoting something, you don't know, you are not seeing the success on it, then there's how you can actually ask questions. Then I'll shoot a video particularly for that and show you. So I will see you in next upcoming training. Bye.